What's up, guys? I'm here working on my Nordic hamstring curl today. I'm going to do 4 sets. The first one's just to kind of feel it out, get in the groove, and then 3 hard working sets. I'll show you what it looks like, how I train it. You can see my pads set up here, but one thing I'm going to do for warm-ups or my working sets, when I first started, what a lot of people do, they'll start at the top and they'll fall into it. I'm actually going to start at the bottom. I feel like that's good because I can engage from this most difficult position. I can engage my hamstrings 100% and then pick up the slack with my arms instead of, falling on my arms. And who knows how much they're taking, then your hamstrings might not be, there might not be enough effort left for your hamstrings to really go 100%. But starting down here, 1, it's going to teach you that bottom position, and 2, it's going to make sure you have the opportunity to engage your hamstrings 100%. So for this warm-up set, I'm really just going to assist myself through this bottom position a couple times just to kind of practice pushing up against my brace. Might kind of finish the rep a couple times, but really the top portion of the rep is not particularly difficult. Nice. So I think one of the skills for training your Nordic hamstring curl is learning to kind of assist yourself just the right amount. It's really easy to let your arms put in too much. There's kind of a synergy between your actual hamstring curl and your arm push that takes many sessions to figure out. On the difficulty of this exercise, like, I've been training for a planche, right? This hold, except parallel to the ground, of course, like 5 months maybe, and I got it, a week and a half ago or something. Even the one-arm pull-up, right? Granted, my back is super well developed, but I've only been training that for like 3 months. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get my one-arm pull-up next week, but this unassisted Nordic hamstring curl, I've been doing these for like a year and a half, and it's just now that I've been putting a lot more effort into it lately, but it's just recently that I'm starting to think that I'm getting close to it. But anyway, let me show you what my 3 really tough working sets are like. A couple components. 1, like I said, we're going to start from the bottom. We're going to start without the hamstrings at 100%, and then assist with the hands just as needed. I am going to finish 3 reps all the way to the top. So again, there's that skill in learning how much drive you want with your hands, where you want that to minimize their contribution throughout the entire range of motion. But I am going to finish all 3 reps, and then the second really important element is the eccentric is going to be completely unassisted. Okay, I'm just going to flop onto my belly, and the first time you do that, you'll probably be surprised. You're going to come down pretty hard because it's just an insane amount of force, but I'm starting to actually be able to control it a little bit. Let's see, and then third important element you'll note, after I do my 3 full reps, I'm just going to hold here at the bottom, 5 seconds of isometric, pushing into the brace as hard as I can, just for some isometric maximum output there to, again, strengthen this bottom position. But here's what it looks like. Yeah, that's it. Of course, like always, the first set is the roughest, but what I've definitely noticed since I've started using this particular technique is, 1, I can take my hands off earlier, right, which means I'm doing a greater portion of the repetition unassisted, concentrically, and then eccentrically, my control has greatly increased. One thing I should mention, like all bodyweight exercises, the fastest way to make progression in this exercise is simply to lose body weight, whether that's water weight in your muscles from carb storage or body fat. And personally, right now, I'm getting rid of both. All right, I'm getting as lean as I can, which is going pretty well. And then I'm not doing high reps anymore, and I'm on a pretty low carb diet. So really just trying to maximize relative strength. Common misconception, am I getting stronger in a calorie deficit without the carbs, cutting glycogen and water weight, and cutting body fat in a calorie deficit? How do you get stronger? Well, why wouldn't you? The amount of energy it takes to incorporate, a half a gram of contractile protein into your muscles is completely negligible, right? I don't care how big your deficit is, as long as you're getting essential nutrition, your body's going to find the resources to develop strength. So, no reason not to get stronger in a calorie deficit. It's just absurd. And there's a lot of myths in fitness that I'd love to address, but I'll call that good for today. Anyway, second set. It's going to be the same drill. This is a nice thing, it's kind of weird because the weight you use is the same every time, unless you're cutting weight, but you can't really control it during the session at least. So the only way to modify the difficulty of the exercise is to modify your technique. But this is one technique that takes advantage of your strength, no matter what level it's at. So I think this is the technique I'm going to use until I can actually get the unassisted. But anyway, here we go, set 2. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to take those hands off as early as I can. Woo, baby. Yeah. Man, strength training, low repetition, closer to peak capacity as opposed to endurance training. I've mentioned this in other videos, but I think it's so much more enjoyable. There's no burn, there's no grit. Well, there is grit. There's a different flavor of grit to put everything into 2 seconds instead of drag it out over a minute. Man, those are grueling. But this is just fun because that 2 seconds of grit is immediately rewarded. Like, wow, I just did that. That was a ton of tension. It's also so much easier to control my diet. Right, there's something I need to talk about a little bit more, but if you're doing glycolytic training with high carbohydrate fluctuation, lots of glycogen replenishment, and then lots of glycogen depletion during an exercise, getting just the right amount of carb that you need is so difficult. I always end up getting cravings, terrible things like that, but if you shift your training to not require glycogen as much anyway, that becomes so much easier. For me, at least, to control my diet. Honestly, when I have a really good day of just super lean eating, I center my carbs, the little carbs I have around my workout, but after I'm done working out, I'm done eating carbs. Keep fats minimum as well. Just protein and fat for the rest of the day, and when I do that right, low carb, I wake up in the morning, I feel clean, I feel strong. Those are the best days. Now, if I have a bowl of ice cream, 8 o'clock in the evening, I can, and the next day, I'm gonna be like 10% weaker. I feel great dieting. I don't know what people are going on about. And they say, "Oh, I feel so tired all the time." What are you doing wrong? Anyway, those are today's tangents. Let's do a quick little physique check. Ooh, not bad. Not bad. Look, definition, you start to get lateral thigh, lighting. Great for that. That looks good there. Oh, not to mention I'm seeing new little strings in my bicep. I'm too far away from the mirror to tell right now, but every day there's more stringiness, striations. I just like to call them stringies. All right, third and final set. Maximum effort. Starting from the bottom also helps you get your knees and your feet in just the right position. I hate when you start at the top and then you come down and realize you should have rotated your feet out a little bit more, and it's too late. But anyway, driving my heels up as hard as I can. Oh, ooh, that's nice. There we go. So, one warm-up set, 9 full reps, 3 isometric holds. And that's all she wrote. Peace.